Back now to our top story, the indictments today from Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation. Joining us is our political analyst, Brian Sobel. How serious are these indictments, and what does this mean for the Trump administration?
We don't exactly know how serious they are right now, but they appear serious. And, of course, we presume everybody is innocent until proven guilty. With that as a caveat, I would say it's not a good day for President Trump.
Let's talk a little bit about this guilty plea by Papadopoulos. A lot of people saying this has, been an under-the-radar plea, and basically admitting to lying specifically about his communications with those involved in Russia. How big of a deal is this, and do you think he's been wearing a wire these last few months?
My guess is, since this goes back a few months since he was brought in by the feds, that, yeah, it's likely he's been cooperating, and whether he's worn a wire or not, he's been cooperating the whole way. And what he's being what he pled guilty to was not telling the truth about what he was saying in his interviews with investigators. The idea that he may have talked with Russians isn't the issue. It's that he lied about talking to Russians and when he talked with them.
Are these the low-hanging fruit? Are more indictments, do you think, down the road? And do you think that they will try to get these three to flip?
Oh, I think the prosecutor always wants to see where an investigation leads. And, journalism 101, as we all know, is follow the money. And what they did with Manafort and Gates is they followed the money. And what they found was that for a number of years, way before the Trump campaign, Paul Manafort, as an example, was really doing a lot of very interesting stuff for Ukraine and around Ukraine and that sort of thing. Huge amounts of money. And then, of course, the Trump campaign comes along. We will have to see where this goes. You don't want to overreact, but you don't want to underreact. This looks to be very serious, and more people are going to be named, I think, before this is over.
What about to what the president said and his supporters who say this all happened before he became president, before the campaign began, and that, when you look at Manafort, it's money laundering and illegal lobbying charges, no direct connection to Russia.
Well, and that's true for today. It's what Manafort may know about other things going on would be the worry of the Trump administration. Yeah, he's getting rung up on things that happened before the campaign and for things that go back to 2005 and 6 and 7 as a start. But they're looking for somebody to say, hey, there was more to this inside the White House or inside the campaign, frankly, than has become known to the public.
What, if anything, does this tell you about the direction of Robert Mueller's investigation?
It tells me that by virtue of the fact of the one guilty plea today and the two indictments coming on the same day, that there may be more there, Frank, to be honest with you.
You expect more indictments?
I do. I think I don't see this being the end, but perhaps the beginning.
And do you think that these cases will, in fact, go all the way to trial?
Well, we'll see. The prosecution has at its disposal a number of options. And right now they're putting a huge squeeze on Manafort and Gates. And they're doing it because they probably think that if they do know something, they're going to flip. If they don't know anything, then, no harm, no foul.
Brian, one thing that President Trump has said over and over is that there's no collusion on his part, number one, and number two, that the investigators should really be looking into Hillary Clinton. Does he have any merit, in your opinion, in saying something like that?
What we have learned here, I think, and it's been highlighted by everything going on over the last few days, including Podesta's brother resigning from the Podesta firm, is that the Russians and the Ukrainians and other people, and the Ukrainians working for the Russians, have been working our system in a negative way for a long time. And it probably didn't matter whether it was Democrats or Republicans. It was just about sowing discontent among the American electorate. And that's why first Clinton bubbles up, then Trump bubbles up, and then Clinton and Trump. I think we're going to find out Russia was hugely involved across the board, and that there are people on the Republican side and the Democratic side who for one reason or another, were duped.
All right. Brian Sobel, thank you.
Absolutely.